Imagine, for a moment, a world in which every individual carries a smartphone in their pocket, capable of accessing the entirety of human knowledge. Yet simultaneously, 1 in 5 people still goes to bed hungry. We have harnessed the power to sequence genomes, land robots on distant planets, and peer billions of light years into the past. And yet, the question that has haunted humanity for millennia persists. Why am I here? Does the universe have a plan for me? This is the paradox of our time. A civilization capable of cosmic exploration, yet still wrestling with questions that predate fire, agriculture, and language. And perhaps therein lies the beauty of our species. We are simultaneously infinitesimal and significant. Our bodies are composed of stardust, forged in the hearts of long-dead stars, yet within these seemingly fragile vessels resides the capacity to ponder infinity. Look at your hand. This simple appendage, so often taken for granted, is a map of neural networks, muscles, and vessels, moving with precision, guided by your intent. Now imagine holding your palm up to the cosmos. Lines etched into your skin, some call them the lifelines of destiny, are in their own way analogous to the cosmic filaments that bind galaxies together, invisible threads guiding the dance of matter across the universe. Could it be that on both a human and cosmic scale, patterns are never entirely random? That perhaps structure, order, and purpose emerge where chaos seems to reign? To ask if the universe has a plan for you is to ask whether order exists in a cosmos defined by both law and randomness. The universe operates according to physical principles, gravity, electromagnetism, quantum interactions, but the path of your life is not determined solely by physics. You exist at the intersection of cosmic inevitability and human agency. The same fundamental particles that forge the sun and Saturn's rings also compose your brain. The same cosmic forces that orchestrated the expansion of the universe are mirrored in the choices you make each morning when you decide what matters most. And so here we find ourselves at a crossroads of philosophy and astrophysics. Are we merely passengers on a vessel dictated by cosmic circumstance? Or are we co-authors of the unfolding story of existence? When we observe the stars, we see both chaos and order. Nebulae collapse into stars in a process governed by gravity and thermodynamics, yet each star's life is unpredictable, each supernova a testament to the creative destruction that fuels galactic evolution. Is your life any less miraculous? We live in a time of immense possibility, yet also profound distraction. Consider the smartphone again. It places the universe at our fingertips, and yet for many, it also disconnects us from the rhythm of our own existence. Our ancestors looked up at the night sky and were humbled by its scale, aware that their lives were brief flickers against the backdrop of cosmic time. Today, we can measure the universe's age to the billionth of a year, yet still struggle to measure the depth of our own purpose. If there is a plan for you, it is unlikely to be a script written by an external author waiting for you to discover. More likely, the plan is emergent, a pattern co-created by your actions, your intentions, and the subtle interplay between chance and necessity. Just as the intricate cosmic web shapes the formation of galaxies, your choices shape the constellation of your life. The question is not whether the universe has a plan, but whether you are willing to participate in its unfolding. And this brings us to responsibility. If you accept that the universe is, in part, a reflection of your choices, then it follows that meaning is not something passively received, it is something actively created. The stars do not guide us with directives, they illuminate possibilities. Gravity does not demand compliance, it sets the stage for motion, for interaction, for emergence. Similarly, the universe may not whisper instructions to your ear, but it does provide a canvas upon which you may paint purpose. In this sense, asking whether the universe has a plan for you is like asking whether the ocean has a plan for the waves. The waves are emergent phenomena, arising from interactions between wind, gravity, and current. They are both predictable and unique, ephemeral and eternal. And like the waves, your life is a dynamic interplay between forces beyond your control and the creativity that arises within you. To live fully is to recognize both elements, to honor the cosmic currents while asserting your own agency. Now, pause for a moment and consider your own lifeline, the line traced across the palm of your hand, winding like a miniature river of experience. What if that line is not a rigid blueprint, but a record of your engagement with the universe? Every choice, every act of courage, every leap into the unknown leaves its mark. You are not a passive recipient of cosmic fate. You are a participant in a dialogue with existence itself. And so, we arrive at a subtle yet profound insight. The universe's plan may not be something out there, waiting to be discovered. It may instead be a collaborative composition, written in part by the forces of nature, in part by your conscious engagement, and in part by the interplay between both. Like observing a distant galaxy, you can map the structure, measure the composition, and calculate the trajectory, but the beauty, the story, emerges only when you engage with it fully. Your purpose, then, is not a secret hidden in the stars. It is a responsibility you co-create. It is the gravity of curiosity pulling you toward meaningful action. It is the thermodynamic drive to evolve, to leave an imprint not just on the cosmos, but on the lives around you. And in embracing this co-creative role, you become both observer and actor, philosopher and physicist, poet and astronaut in the vast theater of existence. And yet, even as we acknowledge the universe as a co-creator in our lives, we cannot ignore the scale at which it operates. The Milky Way, our galactic home, spans 100,000 light years. The photons of light we see tonight from the nearest stars began their journey decades, centuries, even millennia ago. And in this vastness, our individual lives, brief, fleeting, and fragile, might seem inconsequential. But here's the paradox. The universe, in all its enormity, is also reflected within each of us. The same laws that guide the orbit of Saturn's rings govern the electrochemical pulses in your neurons. The same thermodynamic principles that shape the fusion of stars dictate the metabolism of your cells. You, dear listener, are not separate from the cosmos. You are a microcosm of it, a condensation of star stuff, a fleeting embodiment of matter, shaped over billions of years of cosmic evolution. In your choices, your curiosity, your acts of kindness or creativity, the universe experiences itself. It is both humbling and exhilarating to realize that our personal actions, while small on a cosmic scale, are significant in the immediate web of existence. Imagine tossing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread outward, interacting with currents, encountering obstacles, merging with other ripples. You may never know the full extent of your influence, but it exists, and it matters. Similarly, the decisions you make, the lives you touch, the ideas you pursue, they are all ripples in the pond of the cosmos, and this is where the notion of plan becomes nuanced. To ask whether the universe has a plan for you is not necessarily to inquire whether your life has a predetermined script. Rather, it is to recognize that the cosmos provides the conditions for meaningful action, and it is up to you to engage with those conditions. The stars do not prescribe, they illuminate. The laws of physics do not command. They enable. And your consciousness, your uniquely human capacity to reflect, to question, to choose, is the instrument through which meaning arises. Consider the concept of emergence. In nature, simple rules give rise to astonishing complexity. A flock of birds, each following basic patterns of motion, creates formations of elegant fluidity. A coral reef, built by tiny polyps acting independently, produces a vibrant ecosystem. Life itself emerges from the interaction of molecules and energy gradients. Could it be, then, that our lives, our sense of purpose, emerges in a similar way from countless small choices, subtle acts of alignment, and the interplay of intention with circumstance? And if life emerges through such interaction, then the act of participation is sacred. It is an affirmation that you are not merely drifting along in a different universe, but actively engaging with the forces that shape existence. Every thoughtful choice, every pursuit of knowledge, every act of empathy or creativity becomes a node in a vast network, a signal in the cosmic conversation. To live consciously, to act responsibly, is to honor the co-creative role you were born to play. Yet, there is also the humility that comes with recognizing how little we control. The universe is indifferent to our individual desires. Galaxies collide, supernovae explode, black holes consume matter without concern for the fate of a single planet. Life, too, can feel unpredictable, often cruel, sometimes arbitrary. And in facing this reality, we are confronted with a critical question: if the universe does not guarantee safety, success, or comfort, how do we respond? How do we find meaning in a cosmos that does not answer to us personally? The answer lies in responsibility, personal responsibility amplified by awareness of our interconnectedness. While we cannot dictate the unfolding of galaxies, we can shape the ripples of our own lives. We can choose to act with integrity, to extend empathy, to create knowledge, to explore, to innovate, to nurture. In doing so, we participate in a grand pattern of evolution, not just biological, but cultural, ethical, and intellectual. Our choices accumulate, influencing not only our own trajectory, but also the world around us. And here lies the brilliance of human existence. In the face of an expansive, indifferent universe, we have developed the capacity to care, to act, and to find purpose. This is not mystical thinking. It is the extraordinary outcome of our evolutionary journey. Consciousness is rare, self-reflection rarer still. And the awareness that your life matters, even fleetingly, in the cosmic continuum, is a profound gift. So, what does it mean to align with the universe's plan? It means engaging fully, responsibly, and courageously. It means acknowledging both the fragility and the resilience of human life. It means accepting that your choices matter, that your curiosity matters, that your empathy matters. It means understanding that you are a participant in a system vastly larger than yourself, and yet intimately connected to it. As we navigate this paradox, there is another insight to hold. The universe rewards engagement, not in the sense of divine reward or mystical fate, but through the natural consequences of alignment. Pursue knowledge, and you gain understanding. Act with kindness, and you cultivate trust and cooperation. Explore boldly, and you discover new realms of possibility. The universe does not conspire for you in the mystical sense, but it sets the stage for action, reaction, and growth. The plan, if it exists, is emergent, contingent, and participatory. And so, we return to the question that began our journey. Does the universe have a plan for me? Perhaps the question is not a call for cosmic certainty, but an invitation to act. The plan is not a hidden manuscript awaiting discovery. It is the pattern we co-create as we move through the cosmic dance. It is in the choices we make, the knowledge we pursue, the connections we foster, and the legacy we leave. The plan is revealed not in predictions, but in engagement. And as you step into your life, consider the vastness of the universe, the stardust within your cells, the billions of years that brought you into existence. And then consider the present. This moment, this opportunity, this choice. You are alive, aware, capable of shaping ripples that extend far beyond yourself. You are a part of the cosmic experiment, a participant in the universe's ongoing story. And that, my friends, is a responsibility worthy of awe, wonder, and courage. Now, if you take a step back and look at human history through the lens of the cosmos, it's both astonishing and sobering. Civilizations rise and fall. Ideas flourish and fade. Species evolve and disappear, all while stars are born and die. Galaxies spin in silent choreography. And the universe expands relentlessly. And yet, here we are in this brief sliver of cosmic time, capable of understanding ourselves, the universe, and even the trajectory of our own civilization. That's nothing short of miraculous. But what do we do with that miracle? Do we marvel at it from a distance, content to simply observe, or do we engage with it fully and intentionally? To live consciously is not a luxury. It is a responsibility. Because awareness once attained cannot simply be ignored. To know that you are part of the grand tapestry of existence is to know that your threads matter, that the texture of your actions contributes to the pattern of everything that follows. Consider the laws of physics for a moment. They are impartial, unyielding, and yet beautifully structured. Gravity pulls, light bends, atoms interact, and chemical reactions unfold according to precise principles. And within these laws, complexity emerges. Life arises. Consciousness arises. And now, within consciousness, meaning arises. Unlike gravity, meaning is not prescribed, it is discovered, shaped, and expressed. And that in itself is both humbling and empowering. We are, in effect, the universe becoming aware of itself. And with that awareness comes choice. We may not control the orbits of stars, the expansion of galaxies, or the inevitability of entropy, but we do control the way we respond to the conditions we inhabit. We can choose curiosity over ignorance, cooperation over division, reason over fear. We can choose to expand our understanding of the cosmos, and in doing so, expand our understanding of ourselves. And yet, as magnificent as this opportunity is, it is also fragile. Human life, human civilization, the ecosystems that sustain us, all of it, exists within a narrow margin of stability. We are not separate from these systems. We are embedded in them. Our actions ripple outward in ways we cannot fully predict. When we pollute, when we divide, when we ignore the consequences of our technologies or our choices, we are not only affecting ourselves, we are affecting the very web of life that has made our awareness possible. The universe may not have a plan in the deterministic sense, but it has conditions. It provides opportunity and consequence. And how we navigate those conditions is entirely up to us. Here's the beautiful, challenging truth. If the universe has a plan for you, it is not a script written in advance. It is the emergent pattern created by your engagement, your choices, your curiosity, and your courage. The universe sets the stage. You perform the play. And every act, every decision, no matter how small, contributes to the unfolding narrative. Think about it. A single neuron firing in your brain allows you to solve a problem, write a poem, or inspire someone with an idea. A single act of kindness can cascade through communities, altering lives in ways you may never see. A single discovery can reshape our understanding of reality. Each of these is a cosmic scale impact in its own right, because they are expressions of conscious engagement with the universe. And this is where meaning is born. Not from destiny handed down from some external authority, not from a pre-written fate, but from participation. The universe, vast as it is indifferent, but it is also full of potential. And you, in your consciousness, your choices and your actions, transform that potential into reality. That is the essence of purpose. The realization that while we cannot dictate the universe, we can co-create with it. So, what does that co-creation look like in practice? It looks like curiosity pursued relentlessly, like questions asked honestly, like knowledge sought without fear of the unknown. It looks like empathy extended beyond immediate circles, recognizing that the welfare of one is intertwined with the welfare of many. It looks like courage in the face of uncertainty, creativity in the face of limitation, and resilience in the face of failure. And let's not underestimate the importance of failure. Just as stars explode to seed the universe with elements for new life, our mistakes, setbacks, and missteps scatter the raw material for growth, insight, and transformation. The universe does not guarantee success, but it guarantees opportunity to learn, to evolve, to align more fully with the emergent plan that we collectively co-create. In this light, personal responsibility becomes a cosmic act. Every choice matters not just for you, but for the collective story of humanity. Every moment of awareness, every instance of courage, every act of understanding is a thread in the ever-expanding tapestry of existence. You are a participant in a grand experiment, and the universe is your collaborator. So, as you leave this reflection, consider this. The stars above are ancient, vast, and indifferent. Yet within them is the history of everything that made your consciousness possible. The universe does not conspire for you, but it conspires through you. And your life, brief, fragile, and brilliant, is a chance to shape the cosmos in ways that matter. You may never fully comprehend the totality of your impact, just as no star can know the trajectory of its photons across the universe. Yet, that does not diminish the significance of your light. Shine it responsibly. Shine it wisely. Shine it fully. Because in doing so, you honor the universe that gave you existence, the consciousness that allows you to perceive it, and the opportunity that is uniquely yours. And in the end, when we ask, does the universe have a plan for me? Perhaps the truest answer is this: the universe has made you possible, and now, through you, the universe continues to unfold. The plan is not something waiting to be discovered. The plan is something waiting to be enacted by you, by all of us, in every moment of curiosity, courage, and connection. And so, as we contemplate our place in the cosmos, it's worth asking again, what is our responsibility in this vast universe? Not the universe writ large, not galaxies and black holes, not the inexorable march of time and space, but here, in this moment, on this pale blue dot, suspended in a sunbeam, what is ours to do? We are the stewards of knowledge. We are the bearers of awareness. We are the conscious observers of a universe that, while indifferent, has made consciousness possible. And consciousness is not passive. It is not a spectator sport. It demands participation. It demands that we wrestle with questions, that we confront uncertainty, that we act with integrity, even when outcomes are unknown. To live deliberately in the cosmos is to recognize that your life, your actions, your curiosity, your choices, they ripple outward in ways both visible and unseen. Each innovation, each act of kindness, each pursuit of understanding sends waves through the human story. And the truth is, the universe does not owe us meaning, but it does give us the tools to create it. The stars do not dictate our destiny, but they illuminate the path toward it. The laws of physics do not instruct our morality, but they remind us that cause and effect are real, and consequences are inescapable. Imagine for a moment that every human being embraced this truth, that our lives matter not just to ourselves, but to the web of existence we are embedded in. Imagine what could happen if curiosity, compassion, and courage became the default settings of society. Science, art, empathy, philosophy. Imagine if these were not optional luxuries, but central pillars of civilization. The universe would not conspire for us, but it would respond through the patterns we create, through the knowledge we uncover, through the care we extend. Because in the end, purpose is not handed down. Purpose is discovered, nurtured, and enacted. It is the product of awareness applied to action. It is the realization that we are not separate from the universe. We are expressions of it, capable of influencing the unfolding story of existence in ways both small and profound. And while we cannot predict the totality of that story, we can participate in it meaningfully. We can make choices that amplify life, understanding, and connection. So, when you next look up at the night sky, remember this: each star is a beacon of possibility. Each galaxy, a testament to complexity and wonder. Each photon, a reminder of the intricate dance of energy and time that brought you here. The universe does not have a plan in the way we might hope, but it has created the conditions for you to enact one. You are not merely a bystander. You are a participant. You are a co-creator. You are the universe reflecting on itself, capable of shaping the next chapter of existence. And that, perhaps, is the most extraordinary paradox of all. We are insignificant in scale, and yet we are immensely significant in potential. We are fleeting in time, yet eternal in consequence. We are small, yet we hold the universe within us, within our curiosity, within our imagination, within our actions. So, what will you do with this gift of awareness? How will you respond to the invitation of existence itself? Will you let life simply happen to you? Or will you engage with it intentionally, boldly, responsibly? Because the universe, vast, indifferent, beautiful, and boundless, has made you possible. And now, through you, it waits to see what will unfold. Step forward with courage. Step forward with curiosity. Step forward with compassion. Illuminate the path, not just for yourself, but for the countless lives and future generations who will inherit the story we are writing together. And in doing so, you will not merely exist, you will matter. And that, dear friends, is perhaps the truest answer to the question we began with. Does the universe have a plan for me? Perhaps it does not in the way we imagine. Perhaps it is not written, not guaranteed, not preordained, but it is made to be lived, to be shaped, to be acted upon. And in your conscious engagement, in your courage, in your compassion, in your curiosity, you become the plan. You become the unfolding narrative. You become the universe aware of itself. And when you realize that, truly, profoundly, when you accept that responsibility, that opportunity, that privilege, you step into the most magnificent role imaginable, the role of conscious participant in the story of existence. The universe does not write your story for you, but it has given you the pen, so write boldly, write with curiosity, write with courage, and remember, every action, every choice, every spark of awareness contributes to the cosmic tapestry in ways both seen and unseen, because the universe made you possible. And now, through you, the universe continues to unfold. And yet, as we look back on the history of human endeavor, there's an irony that cannot be ignored. We have split the atom, walked on the moon, and decoded the double helix, but in doing so, we have also created the capacity to destroy one another. Our technological prowess outpaces our wisdom. We can reach into the depths of the cosmos, and yet sometimes fail to reach the depths of our own empathy. This is the paradox of consciousness, to possess the power of understanding, and yet to grapple constantly with the question of how to wield it responsibly. And here lies the challenge and the opportunity. For the universe, in all its vastness, does not dictate morality. It does not hand down a blueprint for how we should live our lives. It does not intervene when we falter. Instead, it offers the raw materials, energy, matter, time, curiosity, awareness, and asks us, what will you do with this gift? If we think of life as a grand cosmic experiment, each of us is both observer and participant. Every choice we make, every act of creation or destruction, is a data point in a universe that, while indifferent, responds with consequences. This is both humbling and exhilarating. Humbling because the universe does not bend to our whims. Exhilarating because, despite the indifference of stars and black holes, we are entrusted with the capacity to create meaning, to weave patterns, to leave traces of significance in an otherwise indifferent cosmos. And in the face of this immensity, one question inevitably arises. Does the universe have a plan for me? Perhaps the universe does not plan in the way we imagine. It does not roll out a red carpet of predetermined events, but it has created a stage of almost incomprehensible scale and complexity on which your life can unfold. It has created circumstances, laws, and patterns that make your existence possible. And within those possibilities, there is freedom, there is creativity, there is potential. And this is where personal responsibility becomes cosmic responsibility. Because the universe, in its grandeur, does not care about ambition or laziness. It only responds to action, to inquiry, to curiosity, to conscious engagement, to the courage to step into the unknown, to wrestle with uncertainty, to extend a hand to another conscious being. Consider this, the very atoms in your body were forged in the heart of stars. Literally, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, the building blocks of life once blazed in stellar furnaces billions of years ago. You are, in a very real sense, stardust contemplating itself. Isn't that extraordinary? And yet, here you are, aware, capable of asking questions about purpose, capable of choosing actions that ripple across generations. That is no small thing. That is profound. That is the universe recognizing itself through you. So perhaps the universe's plan is not a script written in advance, but a question posed to each of us. How will you participate? How will you contribute to the unfolding story of existence? And here's the truth, your actions matter. Not because the cosmos rewards them, not because it punishes, not because destiny is watching, but because they matter to the web of life that surrounds you, and because they matter to yourself. The universe has given you awareness, curiosity, and the capacity to act. To ignore that is to deny the gift of consciousness itself. We often search for signs, for guidance, for external confirmation that our steps are aligned with some cosmic plan. And while synchronicities exist, while patterns do emerge, the ultimate responsibility falls upon you. You are the agent of meaning, the sculptor of purpose, the navigator of possibility. And in embracing that responsibility, in actively engaging with your life and the lives of those around you, you align yourself not with a predetermined plan, but with the very principles that allow life to flourish. Curiosity, courage, creativity, compassion. In the end, the question is not, does the universe have a plan for me? The question is, will I step forward boldly, aware that I am the universe in action? Will I choose to live deliberately, to act thoughtfully, to engage responsibly, to illuminate the paths of others while discovering my own? Because here is the most profound truth. The universe is indifferent, yes, but it is also generous. It offers you the raw materials of existence, the potential for discovery, and the capacity for love, wonder, and creativity. And when you embrace that, when you recognize that your life is both ephemeral and infinitely significant, you step into a role that is nothing short of miraculous, the role of conscious participant in the cosmos. You are not merely a bystander in the universe. You are the universe reflecting on itself. You are the chance for stars to wonder about stars, for galaxies to contemplate galaxies, for existence itself to pause and marvel at its own unfolding. And in doing so, you become a co-creator, not of the cosmos, but of meaning, of hope, of a future worth living for. So step forward, ask questions, seek knowledge, extend compassion, act courageously, discover your own potential, and nurture the potential in others. The universe did not write your story, but it has given you the pen. And that, my friends, is the ultimate answer. You are the plan. You are the question and the answer, the observer and the participant, the star stuff that has come to know itself. And that is the gift, the responsibility, and the privilege of being alive in a universe that, while indifferent, has made you possible and through you continues to unfold. And yet, even as we recognize our role as conscious participants in the universe, there remains a tension between the infinitesimal and the infinite, between the atoms that form our bodies and the galaxies that stretch beyond our vision, between the brevity of a human lifespan and the eons over which stars are born and die. In that tension, we find both humility and empowerment. Humility, because our lives, our worries, our triumphs exist on a stage of incomprehensible scale, a stage where light travels for millions of years before reaching our eyes, where black holes quietly warp the very fabric of space-time, and where quantum uncertainty humbles even our most certain knowledge. We are small, we are fleeting, and yet here is where the wonder enters. We are also aware, and awareness in a cosmos largely indifferent to consciousness is nothing short of miraculous. Empowerment, because this very awareness allows us to act, to influence, to create meaning, to connect. You might feel insignificant when compared to the universe itself, but consider this. The universe contains countless possibilities, and within those possibilities lies your agency. Each thought, each action, each choice you make is a thread woven into the cosmic tapestry. Whether you plant a tree, extend kindness, discover a new insight, or simply witness the stars with awe, you are shaping reality. And this, I think, is where most people miss the point when asking, does the universe have a plan for me? The universe doesn't hand you a script, it hands you the stage. It gives you time, space, and potential. And then it says, in its silent, unending way, here, you make it count. This is why personal responsibility is inseparable from cosmic perspective. Because to live without reflection, without purpose, is to treat a miracle with indifference. To walk through life without curiosity, without engagement, is to deny the universe the very gift it has given you. Consciousness, the ability to ask questions, to wonder, to act. And so, we circle back to a fundamental question. How do we live wisely, knowing both the fragility and the grandeur of our existence? The answer is not mystical. It is not hidden in some secret doctrine or revealed only to the spiritually enlightened. It is grounded in human capability, in empathy, in curiosity, in courage, and in the willingness to participate meaningfully. We can take lessons from the cosmos itself. Consider a star. It does not demand recognition. It does not ask if its light will be appreciated. It simply burns, it fuses atoms, it transforms energy into matter and light. And in doing so, it enables life, it illuminates darkness, it inspires wonder. Each of us can be a star in our own way, radiating insight, kindness, curiosity, and action. Consider, too, the web of life on Earth. Every action, no matter how small, can reverberate across ecosystems, across communities, across generations. The choices you make, the compassion you show, the knowledge you share, the courage you exercise send ripples far beyond your immediate perception. And in that sense, your life becomes a microcosm of the universe itself, complex, dynamic, interdependent, meaningful. And here is the final, perhaps most important insight. The universe, in all its vastness, does not need you, but the world and the life that you touch does. The stars will continue to shine without your recognition. Galaxies will continue their slow dance across the void. But the impact you leave on fellow humans, on the living world around you, on the unfolding story of civilization, it is yours alone. It is a responsibility, yes, but also a privilege. So when we ask again, does the universe have a plan for me? The answer I propose is both simple and profound. The universe has given you the capacity to plan, to act, to create meaning. That is the plan. You are the plan. You are both question and answer, observer and participant, stardust, contemplating stardust, capable of shaping not only your own life, but the shared journey of existence itself. And perhaps in embracing this role, we find not only purpose, but peace. Not certainty, but courage. Not control, but connection. Because the universe is vast. Yes, but we are part of it. And in that participation, we discover something extraordinary, that life, consciousness, and action are themselves the greatest forms of cosmic significance. So step forward, explore, question, love, create. And know this, in every choice, in every moment of awareness, you are answering the universe's call. Not because it demands it, not because it directs it, but because in your awareness and your action, the universe has found a voice, a presence, a meaning, and in that, the cosmos and consciousness are one. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, those stars, those galaxies, those swirling nebulae, they are not indifferent to your existence, but they also don't revolve around it. And that's the beauty of it. You are a small part of something incomprehensibly vast, yet within you lies the same universe that lights up the heavens. The atoms that make you up were forged in the hearts of stars that lived and died long before the Earth existed. You are, in a very literal sense, stardust contemplating the stars. And in that contemplation lies both humility and responsibility. Humility because in the cosmic scale, our struggles are fleeting, our triumphs temporary. Responsibility because in the human scale, our actions, our curiosity, our compassion, our courage can ripple across time and space, shaping the lives of others, and even the trajectory of our species. The universe does not have a plan for you. Not in the way a script dictates the lines of a play, but it has given you the tools to make a plan for yourself, to explore, to question, to seek truth, to be part of the ongoing story of existence. And in doing so, you participate in something larger than yourself, something eternal, something profoundly meaningful. So live as though your life matters because it does. Be curious, be bold, be kind, and when you look up at the night sky, remember, you are not separate from the universe. You are a part of it, and the universe in all its vastness is reflecting on itself through you. And that is nothing short of miraculous.